Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my 2022 season in the bag. I'm making this for YouTube guys and also my Team Fisher members who like to do this. Last year we did it and it was a lot of fun, so I'm going to do it again for you this time. So I figured I would start from slowest to fastest. So I'll start with my putting putters. I putt with above ground level Madrones. I'm not the best putter, but I am working on it diligently, so hopefully this season I'll do better than I have in the past. But I've found that these make me better. With all the subtle thumb track and then the small bead helps me put my hand in the same place every time. I get a cleaner release, and this swirly plastic's nice and gummy, so that's my putting putter. Going to my throwing putters. My go-tos are probably these Fierces, just the standard rubber blend Fierce, and then the Big Z Fierce for a little straighter, because this rubber blend one's pretty beaten in. I can get this thing to turn over really pretty and with not a lot of effort. And then the Big Z when I want it to go more straight. And then my upshot disc, which if you've watched my channel at all, you'll know, is the Casaplast Berg. I love this guy. Love the big thumb track. I only throw a fan grip, so I don't drive with it a ton. Super controllable, super predictable. You know, if any Berg lovers out there, you know. And if you haven't thrown one, buy one, and you'll end up throwing it. And then the staple of my throwing putters would be my zones. I carry 3 of them, as for right now at least. I got the Get Freaky zone. I got actually a tournament ace on this one. I got, shout out to Brody Smith there. And then a Jawbreaker zone when I need that plastic to stop. And then actually, it's a TI Swirl Flex zone, which I put in my bag to replace my ace zone, because I wanted to, hang this guy up. And then on Christmas this year, I actually aced with this disc. So plan kind of backfired, but zones obviously really worked for me. That's why I carry 3 of them. And then probably the only mold in my bag I haven't thrown yet is the Challenger OS. This is the crazy tough Jawbreaker one. And that position in my bag was the AGL Manzita. But I don't know, for some reason the thumb track for a throwing putter wasn't coming out of my hand too clean. It's very pretty, but so I'm gonna put that aside for now and then go with the Challenger OS. Plus I like, this has more glide, makes it a little more sense for me to have it as one of my go-to throwing putters. Bumping up in speed with my mid-ranges. Understable one would be this Craft Meteor. Gotta go Huck Lab, right? This thing's getting nicely beaten in, so I can, on those narrowish gaps or things that I need to turn over on that kind of distance, it's very reliable. Not a ton of fade to it. And then I carry 2 Dynamic Discs EMAC Truce. I love how controllable they are. This is actually last year's Fisher stamp. If you've been watching my channel, I had a Ace Challenge Ace with it. It's the less stable of the 2, and then I actually traded my brother some other disc for this one, Bowling Green Open, which I'm going to be playing this year. This is last year's version, and I'm loving it. And then to the beefy boy, AGL Beach. Now I used to carry the Discraft Malta, and I don't know, I don't feel like their flight numbers are very accurate with that disc particularly. So I like AGL because they're a smaller company, and I like supporting smaller companies. So this is or was their newest mold. Beefy guy, I love how overstable it is, and then you can also get custom stamps, which is a lot of fun. And then to my 7 speeds with the Discmania Genius. I got this in last year's mystery box, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's just a throwaway disc, and it's become an absolute staple in my bag. Just the understability and the glide is super nice. There's a couple holes around where I live that, I throw this thing flat and high and it's going to fade exactly to the shape of the hole. I find myself reaching for this more and more. And then would be the Discmania Essence. This has been kind of in and out of my bag for a while. I used to carry the River in this similar spot, and then I found the River, or at least the ones I had, kept turning over too much, even though this is technically less stable. I find myself reaching for it a lot, and it's a good narrow gap, but you need 300 plus feet. I tend to reach for it. And then I carry two Explorers. Basically exclusively gold line, which is a problem because it's the rarer of the plastics. This is one of my first discs I ever had, and it's still in the bag. It's become my less stable Explorer, but it's super straight with a little bit of flip. It's if I need something dead straight for a long time, I'll reach for this guy. And then got a shout out to my boy Deuce. This is a Deuce die. He is one of the Fisher team members, and this is Emerson Keith's Tour Series disc. And I haven't technically thrown this one yet, but it is gold line, so I should fly pretty similar to. I have a newer version of this disc, but I gotta rep this. It's too cool looking not to have it. And then continuing with my tie-dye theme is the Discraft Extreme. This is one of those discs that just absolutely changed my game. It does things that other discs can't do. It's a mini tilt, but it's endlessly more usable because of the glide. Because the tilt, just all it wants to do is get to the ground unless you throw it super hard. I can backhand this, I can forehand this. It's a great scramble disc. I have another spare here, which is the one that's been in my bag for a long time. That's going to be my backup bag for most tournaments, but I got this from Pastry Dyes, just like the Berg here. Obviously, I like me some crazy tie-dye. It makes it fun to watch, and yeah, it's a great disc. If you can find them, definitely try it. It's very useful. And then similar to the Extreme is the Latitude 64 XXX, which I used to not carry both. It was one or the other. And now I've found that, this gold line is getting more beaten in. It does completely different things. When I need something fast and have a little more glide like my Explorer, but it's, into the wind, I've found I can, these gold lines will turn over. I just can't have that sometimes. So the XXX fits that very niche spot, but I find myself needing it or missing it when I don't have it. Bump it up in speed one more time, up to 9. I carry these two Undertakers. This is one of the oldest discs in my bag when I first really got back into disc golf. Titanium Undertaker. It now flips up or turns over. It's a super straight 350 plus, and it's become super money. I think it's a money stamp too, ironically. And then I picked this up last year as the Missy Gannon Tour Series Undertaker, which is just that one with a little more fade at the end. When you need just a little bit more controllability, have it go left at the end, because that one doesn't fade, and this one will fade at the end. It's nice having this small difference, but it's a big one. And then bumping up to my Firebirds. I tried the Firebird, only middle of the season last year, and they're going to be staying with me for a long time. Obviously, Nate Sexton, gotta support our boy for the We're Running It podcast. I found that this plastic's a little more flippy, and is like a slightly overstable Raptor, like those new Captain ones, I'm sure. But with this head doesn't have the positive turn, so it's you can whip it out there. It'll go straight for 250 and then hook real hard. It's a grit around the corner disc. And then the Andrew Marweed Champion Glow one, which is just super beef. If I'm going to a super headwind, or this Firebird just doesn't happen to be enough overstability, then this guy definitely comes in handy. And then to my full speed drivers. This is the DGA Sail. I got this at Delwood last year, and I got it as a goof because I had won a disc's worth of money from some random tournament I played. I didn't do well, but I did cash. And so it's pick out a disc and that's your prize. It's like, I saw this guy and I saw the numbers and they were ridiculous, and I was like, well, why not? So I put it in my bag for 2 rounds, and I ended up throwing it those 2 rounds, and it's super understable. But like some of those times you need to throw something on hyzer with a backhand and have it go right, and under stability, just shoots it the X direction. I have a couple really good shots with it. I don't reach for it often, but when I need it, I'm glad it's in my bag. And then the Avenger SS, again, shout out to Brody, I'm a big fan. I don't reach for this too often. It's more when I need something to stay straight instead of hook over to the right. Or I want to try a risky roller shot, which I need to get better at. But that fills that spot in my bag. Plus, it's a pretty blue. Next one would be the Scorch. This is the first run Scorch from last year. I find myself reaching for this possibly the most when I need a driver speed. It does a lot of things well. If you throw it on hyzer, it'll stay straight. If you throw it flat, it'll hook to the right and then come back because of that 2 fade. I find myself reaching for it a lot. I have another one. That's also in my backup bag. I do like that it's the first run. That makes it fun. But man, it's probably my go-to driver when I need something to stay straight and have a little bit of fade at the end, depending on how I release it. And then my staple drivers, which are these race. I was carrying destroyers for a while, and then I found that I don't think they were acting the way I needed them to. So I got these 2 race, Star Plastic and then a Halo Plastic. When I want something, I probably reach for these just a little bit more than the Scorch. This one's brand new, but when I need these to have a little bit of fade to them, or I want that controllability in the wind, this definitely comes in handy. And then this one, when I need it to hook left at the end or into the wind, I find myself reaching for this one a lot. And then my super beefy distance driver is the AGL Cedar. I don't throw it very often just because it's so beefy, and plus it's clear. I like that it's clear, but that probably was a bad decision on my part. I need to get a couple more. That probably was a bad decision on my part, but it's so pretty. I love this iced out look, and when I throw it, it's very predictable of where it's going to go. Yeah, so that's my super beef driver, and that occasionally we switched out with other distances. And then this would be my rig setup. I did have just the Ridge Roller box last year, and it worked out great, and I might switch back to it. But I got this Pound Octothorpe just to have for winter, and it's so comfortable, holds nearly as many discs as I had in my box. It's way more versatile. And then I take the box off my roller, and it turns straight into what I needed again. Love it. Fisher Mini, love it. Super comfortable, plenty of storage. It's everything I needed to be. Oh, I forgot about a disc. I can't believe I forgot. Probably the weirdest disc in my bag is another AGL. It's the Bobab. This disc is super weird. I only grabbed for it. That's why it's in this pocket. I only grabbed for it maybe once a round, but it does things that other discs just can't do. It's very similar in the aspect of my Extreme, to where it's a 4013, which is the weirdest numbers, so slow and so stable, and it's just, when you're pinned behind something and you have to turn it super fast, this is what I reach for. Man, it's a rare grab, but I find myself missing it if I don't have it in the bag. Yeah, so back to the bag, plenty of storage for towels and other discs and my Prodigy retriever, and then my dirt bag, an extra, my waterproof foam, my inside the circle. There's Mando towel. It holds everything, and then my bro tag, which if you guys have watched my channel, unfortunately I'm the little brother right now. Yeah, it's a great bag. Carries everything I needed to. I need to get the rain fly for it. It's a little big for this, but I made it work. I love the ridge roller, super light, and then you can hook everything under the sun to it. They got accessory bags and coolers you can go into it, and the wheels are nice and quiet and light. The whole thing's phenomenal. So that's my 2022 bag starting lineup. You know, like everything, I'm sure some of these discs will come in and out throughout the season, but this is what I'm going to start with. I think I have pretty much everything I could need covered. I might need to get a couple extras because the water be calling my name sometimes. So yeah, if you like the video, please like, comment, ask me about discs. Please subscribe. It helps me out, makes me look good for Fisher. If you could go to fisherdiscgolf.com, you can use my PGA 138288. They'll give you 10% off, and they always have free shipping. All those links and everything will be in the description. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching.